No matter how good of a driver you are, accidents can happen that leave your vehicle damaged. Larson Collision Center can make that vehicle look new again. They have a frame machine, cheap easy liner, and spray and bake booth, and all their work is guaranteed. Larson's also gives free estimates. For more information, call 729-3915 or stop by 503 North MacArthur in Salem. Larson Collision Center, locally owned since 1987. At the Cardinal Caravan in Rolla, Stan Stevens and Danny Cox. Danny, good to have you with us here in Rolla.
Man, it's always good to come back and see the people, and they're all ready to rock and roll, do a little Q&A and sign some autographs, and hopefully they'll keep coming to the Cardinal games and supporting the Cardinals.
Always good to see Cardinal alumni at these as well, because it's very important that people do remember how important former Cardinal players are, just as well as the current Cardinal players are.
It's also fun to get the invite.
No doubt about
out
it.
of sight, out of mind. But, the Cardinals alumni, they've got it set up to where we do very many different functions, as far as charities and so forth go, do signings at the ballpark, visit hospitals, and they get us involved in a lot of things. And the alumni to us are very well received, and that's part of it, the aspect that we get to go to the games. Now I'm taking my kids to the games, and they got their favorite players and so forth. And, I'm still a huge fan of baseball, love going to watch the Cardinals playing there. That's where I, joined up, was being a Cardinal player, and I'm still a Cardinal fan.
Well, let's talk about that. You were drafted originally by the Cardinals, and then you made it to the big leagues. In '83, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I signed with them in summer of '81 and made it to the big leagues in August of '83, and stayed with them till '90, and then went on to Philadelphia, then played half a season with Pittsburgh, and then 3 years in Toronto. So had a good run. It was a lot of fun, and wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Best years, obviously, though, were in St. Louis. I believe '85, you were 18-9, had an ERA under 3, your best year, 10 complete games that year. That's a pretty awesome year for any pitcher.
Yeah, everything was coming together there, reaching maturity as a pitcher, 25 years old, the strength was, all there, and Whitey having the confidence and the faith in me to put me out there all the time and let me pitch and let me finish games. I can remember George Kissel saying one of the biggest things about being a pitcher is, in order for you to pitch, you've got to do the other little things. And being a hitter in the National League, one of those things is make sure you get your bunts down. So we worked on that quite a bit and every day. So I took a lot of pride. I wasn't that good of a hitter, but I made sure that I was able to get my bunts down. I think that's what gave me the opportunity to stay in the game longer and get complete games.
Of course, the Cardinals went to the series in '85 and '87. Didn't get a win in either one, but you were instrumental in those seasons to get them there. And I do remember I was at the game in '87 when you pitched against Montreal, got that game-clinching complete game win over Montreal, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it was exciting. We knew we clinched the division, so we knew we were going to go on and play, and we ended up playing the Giants that year for the National League pennant, and ended up pitching Game 7 of that one also, and pitched a complete game in that. So didn't fare so well against the Twins, but that's the way it goes sometimes. And funny thing about it is, in '85 we lost Game 7. '87 we lose Game 7, and so you're thinking, making it to the World Series is great, but losing it's not so great. It's the last game you play of the year, and that's the last game that's on your mind, and that's what you got to live with the rest of the time, until the new season comes along. And you're always wondering if you'll ever get that opportunity to be a World Series champion. I was fortunate enough to be able to get picked up by the Blue Jays in '93. They had just won the World Series in '92, and lo and behold, we ended up doing back-to-back. So I was fortunate enough to be on a World Championship team.
And when you look back at those days, and as a Cardinal and coming through and chances to get to the postseason play, it's huge in your life. But you think about now, as a fan, and all of us get a chance to come and come to the games, and we root on the Cardinals and we wish them the best. And now that you are a fan and your son's a fan, how do you approach the game differently, or maybe tell us a favorite moment in 2013, maybe for you or your son?
It is approached differently. When you're playing, you're playing, and if you're in that game, that's your sole mind possession, so to speak. I mean, the only thing you're thinking about is getting to the ballpark. No matter what happens, it's getting to the ballpark and thinking about that game. And now it's a different aspect. I get invited to do some pep rallies or some signings before the game or whatever the case may be. And I go with my family, you know. If my wife or my daughter, my two boys want to go, we set it up. And I go there and have a good time with them. I've got numerous pictures of being, at playoff games and at World Series games with my family and stuff, just enjoying the moment. They're all fans of the game as much as I am. And, whenever they want to go, I try my best. And that's one thing about the Cardinals alumni. They take good care of us in order for us to be able to go see some games.
2014 season, what are you looking forward to?
Well, I would have to say pretty much of the same. They've been a very solid team, very consistent, very poised, very mature for the age of a lot of the experience of a lot of the players coming up. I mean, they've come in and they've stepped into the role and handled it with complete professionalism, and it's something to behold that, these young kids come in, they're not awed, they know what they can do, and I think that's a tremendous attribute to the Cardinals and the Cardinal system that, not only are we big leaguers, we're up here to play in the big leagues, but we're here to win. That's the idea. But once you get up here, let's play some baseball and win. Everybody else can go home in second place. Let's be the ones that are in first.
Thanks, Danny, for the